In 1966, a science teacher on Long Island walked out of a dealership with a brand new Volvo. It cost him $4,150, which was close to a full year of his teaching salary. By the following Monday, he had already put 1,500 miles on it. By 1987, he had put on 1 million. He kept going until the odometer read 3,260,000 miles, and Volvo eventually handed him 3 free cars just to keep him driving that one. That car is Level 7. It is the top of this ladder. And I will tell you right now that the car everybody names first when you ask them for the ultimate collectible Volvo is the wrong one. And it is not even close. Because Volvo ownership works like a ladder. 7 rungs, starting with the $2,000 wagon somebody's cousin sold them, climbing all the way up to the cars that quit being transport and became objects. You are standing on one of these rungs right now. The useful part is not finding your rung. It is finding out what the person one rung above you already figured out. Level 1. The high-mileage S60 or V70, bought for exactly one reason. It was cheap and it was safe. Right now, a 2013 S60 averages about $7,700. The older V70 wagons go lower than that. There are 2004 V70s sitting on listings at $2,000 with 230,000 miles showing. And the realistic price for one that runs, drives and passes inspection lands somewhere around $5,000 to $7,000. Now the part that makes Level 1 worth talking about. This is the cheapest Volvo you can buy, and it is the entire reason anybody trusts the expensive ones. Nobody spends $30,000 on an XC60 because of the XC60. They spend it because of a story about a 240 that got hit by a truck in 1991, and the whole family walked away from it. The thing that only becomes true at Level 1 is that you stop reading the dashboard and start reading the car. Past 200,000 miles, the warning lights turn into historical fiction. You learn that the oily film across the top of the engine is a tired crankcase ventilation system and not a funeral. You learn which noise is expensive and which noise has been there for 6 years and never got worse. Level 1 owners are the only Volvo owners who know their car by sound. Level 2 is where that reputation finally gets cashed in, and it belongs to the best-selling Volvo on the planet. Level 2, the XC60, and the contradiction that comes with it. Used cars are supposed to lose money every single month. That is the whole arrangement. You buy it, it bleeds, you sell it. The XC60 has not been doing that. Over the last 90 days, the used XC60 has climbed roughly 5%, while the broader used market barely moved at all. A 2019 example is worth more this month than it was in the spring. So why is a mid-size family SUV appreciating? Because Level 2 is where the family purchase happens, and family buyers do not shop by badge. They shop off a list. All-wheel drive, 5 real seats, a trunk that swallows a stroller sideways, and a safety score they can show their mother-in-law. The XC60 clears every line of that list at about $31,000 used, and there are only so many of them. What changes at Level 2 is that you stop buying a car and start buying a decision you never have to revisit. Level 1 owners talk about their Volvo constantly. Level 2 owners forget they own one. That is the actual product. Level 3 is where they stop forgetting. Level 3, the XC90. This is the arrival. There is a specific moment in Volvo ownership where the car quits being sensible and starts being a statement. And in this country, that moment is a 3-row XC90 sitting in the driveway. A new plug-in hybrid XC90 starts at $77,595 with destination. The average used one runs about $37,700, which is roughly 29% above the average used vehicle in America. And here is the number that makes Level 3 fun. A 2018 XC90 with 146,000 miles on it was listed recently at $12,752. The arrival costs less than a new economy sedan, as long as you are willing to buy somebody else's arrival. What only becomes true at Level 3 is that other people start reading your car. Nobody in the school pickup line has an opinion about your S60. Everybody has an opinion about a 7-seat XC90. But Level 4 is not a bigger car at all. It is 2 letters on the back of one you already own. Level 4, the badge. T6, T8, Recharge, and now B5 and B6. Start with the contradiction. Volvo sold a 7-seat SUV weighing well over 2 tons, and for years the most powerful engine you could order in it was a 4-cylinder displacing 2 litres. That is the same size as the engine in a hot hatchback. It made 316 horsepower, and it produced more power per litre than a Ferrari 458 Italia. How do you do that? Volvo bolted on a supercharger and a turbocharger and made them work shifts. From idle, the supercharger does everything because it is belt-driven and does not care that there is no exhaust flow yet. Around 1,600 revolutions per minute, the turbo joins in and they overlap. At 3,500 revolutions per minute, a clutch disengages the supercharger completely and the turbo finishes the job alone. The detail worth keeping is that you cannot feel the handoff. 2 completely different methods of forcing air into an engine, swapping over at the exact speed you merge onto a highway, and the driver gets nothing but a shove in the back. Then, in 2022, Volvo quietly renamed all of it. T5 and T6 became B5 and B6 because a 48-volt mild hybrid system got added underneath. Same cars, new letters, and a used market full of shoppers who have no idea which one they are looking at. Level 5 is the rung where people quit buying Volvos by accident. Level 5, the V60 cross-country. Almost nobody in America buys a wagon. That is not a hot take. It is the reason Volvo pulled the regular V60 and V90 off the US price list and kept only the raised all-wheel drive cross-country versions. The wagon survived in this market by pretending to be an SUV. A new V60 cross-country starts at $53,595. 247 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds, all-wheel drive as standard, and an off-road mode with hill descent control fitted to a car shaped like a station wagon. A 5-year-old one runs somewhere around $28,500. Nobody lands in a V60 cross-country by accident. There is no version of reality where the cheapest thing on the lot that fits your family is a cross-country wagon. You went out and found it on purpose. What becomes true at Level 5 is that you have to explain your car. Level 2 and Level 3 owners never explain anything to anybody. At Level 5, somebody at the gas station asks you what it is roughly every other fill-up. Level 6 is a Volvo where you adjust the suspension by hand, 22 clicks at a time. And Level 7 is the car from the top of this video that almost everybody guesses wrong. Before we get there, pause and drop this in the comments. Which of these 7 levels do you think loses the most money in its first 3 years? I go through the comments on every video, and the split on this one is going to be brutal, because the obvious answer is not the right one. And while you are down there, hit subscribe. Now, Level 6. Level 6. Polestar Engineered. This is where Volvo stopped being polite. The V60 T8 Polestar Engineered, stickered at $72,835. 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, and a quarter mile in 12.6 seconds at 109 miles an hour. In a station wagon, with a booster seat in the back. It stops from 60 in 110 feet and pulls nearly a full G on the skid pad. And yes, that is your answer from a minute ago. Level 6 is the rung that loses money fastest. $72,000 of wagon does not stay worth $72,000, which is precisely why Level 6 is the best value on this entire ladder if you let somebody else buy it new. Now the detail. The Öhlins dampers on these cars are not electronically adjustable. There is no drive mode button that softens them. There are physical knobs with 22 positions each. The front pair sit under the hood, one above each front wheel, and you turn them with your fingers, feeling each click. The rear pair live inside the wheel housing, and to reach those, you have to jack the car up and peel a rubber cover off first. Volvo publishes the recommended settings. Front 2 and rear 4 if you want performance. Front 6 and rear 9 is how it leaves the factory. Front 12 and rear 15 for comfort. The gold seat belts and the gold Brembo calipers are the parts everyone photographs. The knobs are the part that tells you what the car actually is. Which brings us to Level 7. Level 7. And this is where I lose a few of you. Ask a room full of Volvo people to name the ultimate collectible Volvo, and the answer comes back instantly. The 850 T5R, cream yellow. The 1995 superwagon that put touring car posters on 10,000 bedroom walls. It is a fantastic car. Volvo built just under 7,000 of them across 3 colours, roughly 2,500 in cream yellow, about the same again in stone black, and around 1,900 in olive green. And it sold well enough that Volvo ran a second batch in 1996. But it is not Level 7. Look at what T5Rs actually change hands for. The market benchmark for an automatic sedan sits under $20,000, and the manual wagons do better at around $27,000. Those are strong numbers for a 1995 family car. They are not Level 7 numbers. Level 7 is the 1800, the P1800, the 1800S, the 1800ES. The car Volvo built when somebody inside the company decided that a brand famous for surviving crashes should also make something beautiful. And the reason it sits at the top of this ladder has almost nothing to do with money. Go back to the teacher from Long Island. His name was Irv Gordon. He bought a 1966 1800S on the 30th of June that year for $4,150. 1,500 miles by that Monday. 1 million by 1987. 2 million in 2002. 3 million in 2013 outside Anchorage, Alaska, in front of a small crowd of people who had driven there to watch a number roll over. He finished at 3,260,000 miles, which is the Guinness World Record for the most miles driven by a single owner in a non-commercial car. And nobody is close. Volvo gave him a Bertone-built 780 coupe when he hit the first million. He put 450,000 miles on that one too. Then a C70 at 2 million and an XC60 at 3. The market benchmark for a P1800 today sits around $37,500, and the genuinely good cars trade well past that. But the price is not why it is level 7. Level 7 is the rung where the car outlives the point of the car. Gordon died in 2018 at 78. The 1800 did not. It went back to Volvo, and the company has kept it ever since. So that is the ladder, a $2,000 V70 that taught you to listen to an engine, an XC60 you forgot you owned, an XC90 that other people had opinions about, 2 letters on the back of a car hiding a supercharger and a turbo working shifts, a wagon you had to go looking for, a set of knobs hidden under the hood, and a teacher who drove one car 3 million miles because he liked driving it. Nobody climbs all 7 rungs, and honestly, nobody should. Level 2 is the smartest car on this list by a wide margin, and level 6 is the most fun per dollar once somebody else has eaten the depreciation for you. Tell me which rung you are standing on. And if you want to see the exact point where one of these cars starts costing more to keep than it is worth, that one is on the screen right now.